Hey guys, welcome back. It's the start of the new year. I'm excited to be back with our Bear It All. This is Jay
Jay.
and
Liz. We have our very special guest today, you guys. This
Yes.
is Miss Liz. So we're going to have a nice conversation today about a few things. But, of course, we're going to start it off with our battle game.
that I'm gonna win.
She's not going to win.
I think it's going to be a good one.
She's been on a winning streak, but
I always win.
That's about to stop because it's a new year.
Oh, okay. That's what we doing. Okay,
It's a new me.
Okay. All right.
I'm winning today.
You
So
can
we
win
have
other things.
our dry erase boards. So we're going to write our answers on the dry erase boards. We're going to reveal the answers, see who wins. We're going to get the best out of 10, and whoever has the best out of 10 wins. And Liz is going to ask us the questions.
I am going to ask the
So
questions.
what kind of game is this?
Why are you
Get to
asking
know?
me?
Yes.
Get to know you.
How well we know each other. How well do you know me?
Better than everybody else.
We about to
How
find
well
out.
we know each other. Okay. All right. Let's
here we
see.
go.
Let's
All right,
see.
so does it matter which one I start with?
You can start however
Whatever you want.
Okay.
No
I'll
cheating.
go ahead and I'll start with Jamie since you're on my right side.
Cheating? How can we cheat?
Okay, question number 1. Do you have any allergies? Does she have any allergies?
This check.
This is Jamie answering. This is for Jamie.
All right, does Jamie have any allergies?
No, do you have any allergies, right?
No, you're asking.
I'm asking about you.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
does Jamie have any allergies? Let's see.
Ready?
Hold on.
She's still right.
Oh my gosh,
still
you're
writing.
so extra.
What did I do with extra?
She's still writing.
Okay.
Time up.
Ready? Oh my God! Since when? What's
we
your
disclose?
allergy?
The
I have allergies.
What is your allergy?
It's seasonal allergies. I don't
I
know.
wasn't counting seasonal
see,
allergies.
yeah.
Everybody has seasonal allergies.
I have allergies though. I have my
doesn't
eyes itch
count.
all the time.
I
That
think
doesn't
you know,
count.
working in the medical field, when someone has allergies, it's like a drug allergy.
Yes. See, Liz,
I don't think
Oh.
I would
We're on
have.
the
I don't
same
think I
page.
would have said yes for a. But you do have allergies.
Yeah, I have
I just don't
allergies.
think I
Oh.
would have answered yes with the same mindset.
Okay.
either.
You know what?
Okay. All right, so
Everybody
let's skip. Then.
Everybody has seasonal allergies, though.
Do they?
Yes.
Okay. Well, mine are like all year round.
Okay, and
I
a
take.
lot of
I'm
people
like this.
have all year- I know, and I hear it, and it's like I'm like, do you want a tissue? Like,
That's the worst.
Whatever. All right. Next one. We're gonna just.
Okay, so now this one
So
is
now
going
we
to
know.
be for Che, right? You're going to answer what you believe Che is.
So are we counting that one?
no.
Okay, we're not gonna count that one.
That was
Yeah,
the-
because
okay,
gonna wash it.
I understood it
All
differently.
right. So should I go back to you?
Sure.
Yeah,
you
that's
can.
Okay,
fine.
we'll go back to the question. What does Jamie prefer, tea or coffee? Serving the tea or the coffee? You all got a background story or
I
something to
can't.
do with this.
Because we just had an argument about.
Y'all better get this right.
Ready?
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Hey, okay.
What kind of? I can't. Coffee.
cup.
I'm dead. Okay.
On. You know I'm an
All right,
artist.
that's one. She got one.
All right.
All right.
So put a
let
little
me
one
pick
on
a-
your board.
Yes,
just so we can
ma'am.
keep it.
Yes, Virgo.
Okay, let's see.
Please, bitch.
We'll try this one. If Che had her choice of an alcoholic beverage, what would she get right now?
I don't,
Right now on a Sunday at 1:43.
I don't know how to spell it, but
I don't think I spelled it right either.
she just drinks it. You ready?
Damn, you quick.
Flip.
That's
flip.
right.
Ready?
Oh, what was yours? Let me see.
No, right.
Is it
You know
right?
what? She's
What
right.
is that?
You know what? I put the Malibu. Malibu.
What? That's mine.
But I drink it. I'm the one that got you. I'm the one that we. She's right though. You can take a
Oh
point.
my
You
God.
can take a point because I do.
I'm like, that's
because
what
I
you
just
always
recently,
get.
But I just recently started Bellinis. That's a new thing. But no, you're right.
What is
you can
a
give yourself a
Bellini?
point. It's champagne, but
I
it's,
will.
it's the one I brought. I think I brought one to your house.
Every time you go somewhere, she's like,
Oh.
"Do you have Bellinis?"
Yes, that's true.
Oh,
No, you get a point for that. That's right. Because that's
All
my new
right.
drink. That's
one,
my new drink.
1-1.
Okay.
All right, let's see. Let's see. I'm
can't.
trying to find something good. Jamie,
Yes.
has Jamie kissed anybody in the last 5 days? Is that a yes or no?
It's a yes or no.
Yes or no?
We don't need to name anybody.
You don't need any names. Oh, you got the good ones at the bottom.
Okay, ready?
She's so extra.
What did you say? Yes. That
Those
does
are
not
lips.
look like lips.
And she's an artist. I don't know what's going on.
The lips got a little bit bigger than I intended.
right.
All right, so we're tied right now.
But I gave a little Botox.
Okay.
All right, so you got a
let's see.
little point.
Yes, ma'am.
So you
All
put
right.
the, okay, you got it? Okay.
All right, you guys are doing good. What is Che's favorite thing about Jamie? I already know where you're going with that. Oh, she's gonna draw a picture too. I'm trying not to look over to, keep it the game going.
Okay, ready?
Wait, hold on.
You're writing too much.
3,
Okay.
2, 1.
That is. And you're right. The second one was right, too.
Wait, hold on. Oh,
And I put in that curly hair, that
Peaches,
ass. I
peaches.
can't.
That's a peach right there.
That is. Oh, I get
I
another
didn't see your
point.
picture on that one.
Yep.
Okay.
no. Okay.
All right, where are we at now? That
Jamie.
was of Jamie, right?
Now, yeah.
So
Now you,
it's
now you
Che.
have to ask me. Yep.
Okay, Jamie, is Che more dominant or submissive
Oh, shit.
today? Any given day. She's not sure. You have to think about what Jamie would say.
I know, that's
the thing,
It depends on the situation, though.
That's why I said any given day. So we're talking today, right now, in this moment.
Okay.
Right now, in this moment.
And her usual
In her
lovely
usual.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Submissive.
Oh, pillow princess.
She's such a pillow princess.
I actually wouldn't have guessed that.
Oh, my God.
Really?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't have. I would have thought she was more dominant.
Yeah, I just like to be thrown around and,
Yeah. I
Well, who
would've thought she
doesn't,
was
though?
more dominant. Okay.
She called me a pillow princess, though. That's not fair.
Pillow princess.
Or you're not?
Right.
It depends on who it is.
Okay, we just gonna go an easy one. What's Jamie's shoe size?
Oh, shit.
What number is this? We should have been keeping tab.
How many points do you have?
2.
I have 3. I think it's
You have 3.
Yes.
I got one wrong. Oh, this is okay. Never mind.
No, this should
Okay.
be.
All right, ready?
Okay.
Yeah, that's a win. That's a win. Yeah.
I win.
Yeah, that's a win.
So I got 4 points.
Wait, how did I not?
That's what I was wondering. But it's fine. We're going to keep it moving.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it moving.
If you take an L today,
It's okay.
it's okay.
Yeah, it's
This
okay.
is love. We're
It-
just.
L for love, not loser.
Whose is it now? It's Jamie's?
Oh, this is for me because her shoe size was last.
That's right, her shoe size. So what?
Give me a good juicy one.
A good one, okay. Oh, sheesh. I should have really reviewed this. I got rid of most of the good ones. Okay, so does Che prefer physical touch or words of affirmation? I've been deleting them as we go.
I should have kept track of how many.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's
Whatever.
okay.
It
This
is
is
what
good.
it is. It is what it is.
All right, let's go.
Uno, dos.
Bend that ass over. Physical touch.
Yes.
Physical touch it is.
Correcto. Yes. For sure. All right, how many points you got?
3.
What do you
All
have
right, I got 4.
4? Okay, so we have to be halfway through.
2 more questions.
What nicknames
Oh, Lord.
do people call Jamie? And if you say something about her booty. People call Jamie. I think I used to call you Jay, but I call everybody by their first initial. I don't have a fun one. this is long. How many nicknames do you have?
Let's see. I'm done. She probably drawing a picture or something.
I ran
the
out of space.
emojis.
I ran out of space. All right, ready?
J, angel face, big booty,
Big booty
Judy,
I knew it was
beautiful.
going to be a booty.
What is that one?
Nickname?
Booty snatcher.
Booty snatcher.
I couldn't fit it the rest in there.
I thought beautiful, J, Jane, angel, sexy, baby,
See,
babe.
that's so.
I got it all.
All right, so
yeah,
you
all right.
got.
I think that you guys definitely had that.
All right, she got
Is
that
this
one.
going to be a tie? Are we going to need a
No,
tiebreaker?
because I only got 3.
I won.
We still
Jay
got
won this
more.
one?
We got one more.
Okay, one more.
One more. Okay.
I lost mine.
Right? Or should be 2 more. You started with me, so.
Let me borrow your eraser.
Excuse me. I'm
I'll
sorry.
give this one. This is an easy one. What sport did Shay play when she was young? And I think I know just from social media. At least one of them. At least one of them.
So at least one? Okay.
No, I'm just saying I think I know
Oh.
at least one. This is to see how well you know her. You gotta throw it all.
I'm good. Thank
Ready?
you. Babe. All right, ready?
Basketball and a bunch of other ones. Oh, lacrosse. Look, see, there you go. I got it.
Okay.
Basketball and lacrosse.
Yeah.
Okay, you get a point for that, but I still won.
Yes.
All right. I won. I knew I was going to win. Thank
You guys did wonderful.
Thank you so
much, everybody.
She's in my damn top.
Appreciate it.
She's so annoying.
I am not, actually. All right, so moving on from our game, thank you guys for listening and watching, and thank you, Liz, for asking all the questions.
yes.
Oh,
It's her first one that she won.
It's not the first one, actually.
I'm bringing good luck.
I'm kind of thinking it
Well,
is.
she's going to have to come more often. So today's topic that we're going to move on to, today's topic is going to be about communication. I feel like this topic comes up on all of our episodes at this point. And I feel like we really just needed to
important.
make one episode about communication. Now, we're going to talk about communication when it has to do with relationships, parenting, and just relationships in general, not necessarily partner to partner, but family relationships, friend relationships. So we may not be able to touch base on everything because it can be a very broad topic. So we'll start off, Jamie. Which one do you want to start off with? Partner relationship, parenting relationship. What kind of relationship would you like to start off with as far as communication?
I'd say a partner relationship.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think people have broken up because of bad communication through text. I feel like that plays a part because, one, when you don't communicate, I just had this conversation with somebody that was not communicating properly. So it's like when you don't communicate properly, then it's left for assumption. And I'm going to think whatever I want to think. I'm going to think what you're giving me, the vibe that you're giving me. And I mean, I've been in long relationships, so I think I communicate pretty well. And I want somebody who can, communicate.
So where do you feel like a partner to partner relationship, where do you feel like someone fails in communication?
I think a lot of times it's like people's egos, I think, prevent them from communicating properly because it's like they don't like something, so they just don't say it, and they kind of like almost like shut down. And I can say that even for myself, I've done that. Maybe because you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings, you don't want to just have the conversation. Sometimes people just don't feel like hearing it, and so you don't talk about it. Right. And then when you don't talk about it. Yeah. Now I feel like you build like this inner like wall, and then it just is a snowball effect.
So Liz, what do you think about how valuable is communication for a long-term relationship?
It's extremely valuable. I mean, I know that you guys, speaking in my own, know that Jack and I have been together for a very long time, 20 years. So it's changed. It's changed dynamic as we've moved along. There are times where I'm a horrible communicator, and he's taken a lead to be a better communicator. But I think that the biggest thing that we've learned throughout the years is learning the communication type. Like I communicate completely different than how he communicates.
That's a good. That's a
You
good
know,
one.
he needs a couple of days to process things as to where, and he's very logical versus I'm very emotional and right now I want to talk about things right now. So there are certain situations where I just learn to kind of respect the fact that he needs that time, and then there's certain situations where I'm just like, no, we have to talk about it right now because it's weighing too deep.
That's actually good. Yeah.
yeah,
Because
and-
communication isn't just about like you wanting to get your point across.
Yeah.
It's about allowing that person.
And that's been the most
Yeah.
valuable piece that we've learned in 20 years.
Right.
Because in the first 5, it was like, you know, we need to talk about this right now, you know, and then like, it's like, this is not working, you know,
Right.
and Jack is one that shuts down, you know, so it's like, we're going to talk about when I can logically process things because he doesn't want to say things that are hurtful. He doesn't want to say things. He just
Right.
kind of wants to be like, this is what it is. And, you know, me being emotional, I don't see the logical side of it. So, you know, there's times where it just bang heads, and then there's times where it's like, okay, let's step back a couple of steps and really look at the bigger picture. But it's the absolute most valuable piece in a long-term relationship.
But that's really important, that being able to understand one another. Like it's like knowing how to, love someone the way that, they need to be loved,
Right.
as opposed to the way you
Right.
think. So the fact that you guys are open, all right, listen, I know that you're like this, that you're the logical one. Okay,
Yes.
you know that I'm the emotional one. All right, so let's agree that we're gonna just take time to process, because you really can't act emotion. You
No,
can't.
right.
You can't really
All the time be emotional.
Right. You
there's-
can't really dive into something
Yeah.
and kind of like figure out what the issue is if you guys are emotional all the
Right,
time, you
right,
know?
right.
But then logically,
Logic.
a lot of times when you're logic about it, you lack that emotion. And it's like,
Exactly.
I want you to feel what I feel.
Exactly. Yeah, like logically it may not make sense for us to have made it 20 years, but emotionally,
Right.
there's a reason why we're here. Like we want to build off of that love that we have for each other. But I do think that with communication, you do have to learn your other person's language because communication is, and I know we're going to dive into with family and coworkers and just friends and all that, but that goes across the board. Everyone has a different language when they're communicating, so you have to generally learn, and at times you have to just respect theirs over yours,
Right.
and take that time to really understand, like, we're trying to get to the end result of what's going to work best for the both of us. Sometimes it's Jack wins, sometimes I win, sometimes neither of us win, and we just walk away and be like, you know what, it's not even worth it. It's not that big of a deal for us to
Right.
continue it. But that's what I've learned, and we still struggle. There's still times where we're struggling with the type of communication that works best for us. But every year that goes by is a new us, where we change, we're different people. We're learning, we're growing. Sometimes we're lacking more than others, but at the end of the day, this is his foundation of how he communicates. This is the foundation of how I communicate. So
Yeah.
we got to figure it out.
Well, clearly you're doing something right for 20 years. You know?
Yes, definitely. And that's
Yes,
why,
we are.
I asked, like, what is, like you said, finding out how someone communicates
Yeah.
is so important, and knowing when to take a step back and take that time. But also, as far as forms of communication, has either one of you decided to maybe tell each other to write a note and put it in an envelope about whatever issue it is that you guys need to discuss, but may not want to discuss at the time, and just putting it, if you live together, putting it on each other's bedside tables or your desk, or if you don't live together, putting it in their car, so when they're ready, they can read it. And when you're writing your emotions down, you kind of go back and like, oh, I don't want to say that.
Right.
Let me
Right,
reword this.
yeah.
This
Because then you can
this will
kind of
get my-
take it back before you,
Right.
because once you say something, you can't
It's
take those
there.
words
Right,
back.
exactly.
Yeah.
So have you ever tried that,
I have
writing it
not.
down and
I
seeing-
haven't. I mean, I probably, like maybe back in the day when you're
Yeah.
like a little puppy love or whatever, or something like that. Like, I'm too nervous to say something,
Yeah.
and so I'll write it down. But as far as that goes, no. I'm probably used to like writing like a long text message. But then again,
But that's kind of
Yeah.
the same thing. But with the text message, they send right away versus
Yeah.
a letter.
Right.
The other person
Yeah.
can read it when they're ready.
when they're
Right.
ready, yeah. No, that's true.
Right.
Or they can tear it up and throw it away.
Yeah.
Like, you never know.
You
Yeah,
never know.
but that actually is a good idea, and this is why communication is so important, because you have to communicate what works for you.
Right.
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 you know, and these conversations are so like pivotal in a relationship
Yeah.
in the longevity and, you know, if we can't get it together, then, you know,
Right.
what are we doing here?
Right.
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 So to begin with in a relationship, like this is before the relationship, when you're starting to get to know someone, okay?
Lord.
What happened? What happened to just being honest from the jump? Like when I meet someone, and I'm just speaking on personal experience, when I meet someone and they say, "Oh yeah, you know, I got all these businesses, I have, maybe one baby mama and 2 kids, or, but then come to find out, like you still live at home with your mom." You have a couple businesses, but none of them have LLCs. You can't claim them on, your taxes. You're not really making a profit from it. And I understand some businesses when you start off, you're not going to
Right.
get a profit right away. But if you're, if you're trying to claim like this is you got all these businesses, don't put yourself somewhere where you're not there. Just be honest. Say, you know what, I'm just starting out on a couple businesses, or I have 3 kids with 2 baby mamas. Like, just be honest from the jump, because we can tell eventually, we're going to know when you're lying.
Right. Right.
And we're going to be able to figure that out, and then it's just going to make you lose all the points, and we're never going to talk
Especially
to you
when you can't
again.
take us out on dates. Well, what happened with all the businesses?
Well, I
No.
actually don't understand why people aren't honest from the front, because if you're looking to have a long-term relationship with me, or if you're generally looking to get to know me, we're going to find out all of this information. So, like, to me, if you're doing that in the front end, why are we even sitting here? Just tell me what your intentions are in the beginning.
Exactly. Like, if
Yeah.
you just want to hook up, just say, you know
Yeah.
what, I'm really not looking for anything. I don't want to sit here and waste your time.
Right.
I really just, I think you're attractive. I just really would like to hook up. Like, why can't we all just be honest that way?
Because I think that, especially with men, I think that men will lie to get a woman because it's like they want her. It's like it's a challenge. Or even if that man wants to, sees himself with her in the long run, he doesn't want her to, let go. Like, he wants to make sure he has her. So you're gonna feed lies. Like, I've seen that. You're feeding
Just
lies, and
interesting
it's
to
like.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, just because you're being selfish. That's really what it is. You're being selfish. And then you can't live up to that lifestyle that you are showing or are saying that you can provide in the beginning.
Right.
You really don't know somebody until years down the line.
Exactly.
Right.
And if you
Right.
want to establish something with someone, regardless if it's a hookup or if it's a relationship, you got to be honest. Like, if you're at home living with your ex, or your mom,
Lord.
or
This is what you guys get?
a roommate. Yes, this is what we get.
Oh my
Can you be
God.
honest and say, you know what, I'm working on a transition. This is where I am right now. I'm not trying to waste your time, or I'm just here for a hookup. Like, just say it, because
Yeah.
we are going to find
Right.
out.
Right.
And when we find out, you're going to be blocked.
Right.
Well, one of the red flags is like, why can't you take me to your house?
Right. Exactly.
Why can't you take me to your house? I
Right.
don't
Because
know.
you live in the basement. Or you live it with some, your
Yeah.
significant ex in the same bed. You go home to your ex in the same bed or on the couch every night. So is that what we're doing? I'm not trying to join y'all.
Right.
I mean, granted, listen, life happens, right? There's things that happen. Just the communication is very important. Like, say what it is, so the person can make the choice whether or
Right.
not they want to deal with it or they don't.
Right.
But you're robbing somebody of that decision. Like, you're robbing them because you're giving them this facade, and that's not fair.
And it also, like, if you are upfront and you do have something, like you're saying, transition and whatnot, it also allows you to see how that person reacts, and the opportunity to give you to see if this is someone that you also want a long-term relationship, because their reaction
Right.
on your truth is also extremely important.
Ding, ding,
It
ding.
sets a lot. Excuse me. It says a lot about mindset. So if I'm going to shut you down because you're in a transition phase, or you had a hard 2022 but you're on the up in 2023, like, you want that support from someone
Right.
also, but that honesty is definitely going to play a part on both sides. I want the truth from you, and you also can learn my mindset.
Right. Like, I want to know how
Yeah.
do you handle life?
Right.
We were just talking about this, like, how you handle life, like when when something comes up, like, how are you handling it? Are you running away? Are you shutting down? Are you leaving me out to fend for myself?
Right.
Right.
And if day one you're lying,
Yeah. then that's a huge red flag.
Yeah, huge.
So say, your partner has a hard day at work, something happened. Say, it could be as significant as being let go or being demoted or, someone getting the promotion over you. So it's not necessarily a demotion, but you just thought you were getting this promotion, but you didn't. Like, are you coming home and just being mad at everybody and not communicating that, you know what, this happened at work today. This is why I'm feeling the way I am. And that way we can respond to that. Do you want us to support you? Do you want us to leave you alone? What is it that we can do?
Right.
Or, if it's a family or if it's one person, what is it that I can do to help you transition through this process and get through this grief that you're going through?
Right.
Do you need me to come behind you and rub your back? Like what is it that works for you? What makes you feel better? Because if you don't and you shut down and you treat me a certain way, then I know for me, I'm going to be like, I'm gonna take like myself mentally out of the equation, regardless of, and I'm gonna like have this hard heart, cold heart.
But then say later on, so say there was no communication. He or she, whoever your partner is, comes home and doesn't say what happened at work, and they're just mad and throwing stuff around, and your response off of that is like, you don't want to talk? Like, what's going on? Did something happen? They're pushing you away. Then you just go do your thing. And then later on, days later, they're like, oh, you weren't there for me, and I lost my job, and, but you didn't communicate that to me.
I'm not a mind reader.
Right.
If you don't communicate, it gets left up for assumption. And I'm going to assume that you have an issue with me.
Right.
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 And that doesn't work.
Right.
I need you to be all about me.
Right.
So just be open with, and this is a partner to partner situation, just like really just be open, or just say, you know what, this happened to me, at the gym. Somebody, was trying to step to me at the gym and they were saying something crazy. This is what happened to me, but I really don't want to talk about it right now.
And even just saying that sometimes,
Right.
It's not you. There's something going on. I'm not in the space right now to talk about it. We'll recircle around to it when I'm mentally available.
Right.
You know?
But also, how many? So we're using this example as like a man coming home and say this, but how many women are going to be open to that? Like, how many women are mature enough? I mean, even man,
we're emotional beings,
right?
you
But
know,
even men too. If you flipped it, like, how many people are going to be open enough to, like, listen, you have this messed up attitude, whatever. Like, how many people are going to be open to just say, okay, you know what, cool, I understand. Like, that's the problem. People, there's such a huge disconnect with. Like communication, learning the person, and people are not mature enough. They have not healed from their traumas. And so when you have not healed from your traumas, you can't even handle your own emotions. How can you handle your partner's?
It's true.
Right.
So you're projecting all of that on a person, and it's not fair. And then you wonder why your relationship does not work.
And I'm guilty of that. When I was younger, I definitely, like, if my partner came home and something was bothering them, like, what is going on?
Right.
Like, tell me right now, what's going on? I want to be there for you. I want to be your backup. I want to be
too.
your
Right.
support.
I've been
So
there
I
too.
am 100%
we've all
guilty of
done
that. For sure, because I just want to fix things.
Right.
Like, I think I just wanted things to make things better.
Right.
I don't want you to be, like, if you're the person that I love, I don't want you to be sad. I don't want you to be angry. I want to fix it. I want to fix whatever.
Not realizing that you have to give people that space.
Yeah.
Right,
You gotta
exactly.
let them do it in their own time.
Right. It's hard though, especially when the dynamic of the relationship is if you guys are always together and you're always talking and you have it, the 80% of the time, and then the one day you're coming in and you can't help that person, the energy shifted and they just want that space. Like, it definitely is hard for you to just be like, this isn't about me. This isn't about me. Let me walk away.
Right.
This isn't about me.
Make your favorite meal tonight,
But,
honey.
Yeah,
Right.
it's hard. It's hard, but yeah, I mean, I've been that person.
Yeah.
I've been the person that's had to grow from trauma, and I think that is also bringing back to what I was saying before with the communication is that it is a learning experience consistently every day, in and out. Every experience is going to be maybe a different way of communicating versus another experience, but it's like continually just trying and growing and understanding that we do have traumas. We do have, things that we have to work on our own that we are projecting to our partners and vice versa. There is a whole outside world going on, and everything's not about us, and it's definitely hard. But in real time, you just have to remind yourself and do better, the best that you can. And if not, you have to come back to it and just figure out what works well and what doesn't,
And I was going to say, this is why it's important to pretty much decide, like, know where it is that you want to go. Like, do you want to fight for this relationship, this marriage? Like, do you want to continue? Because let's be honest, love is not enough to keep you in a relationship.
No, it's not.
Not at
It's
all.
the work you have to.
A lot of forgiveness.
Right.
And compromise.
Yeah, compromise,
Yes.
being loyal, communicating, having the understanding. Like, listen, we know that there's going to be rough times, but we ultimately we want to be with each other. We want to make this work. This is my end. Like, you are it for me. So how do we coexist, or how do we live, like thrive without just coexisting?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Definitely. Coexisting. It can be very unhealthy for everybody involved. But on the flip side, say you're in a relationship, everything's going well, but say the woman wants to bring in like some toys. A lot of partners, men and women, may be a little intimidated by toys because they feel like, oh, well, am I not enough? Like, why do you need toys? So how can you approach someone that you love to have that conversation to bring in toys? Or do you just reach down like, honey?
Do it when they're not home.
But what if you want to partake with your partner
No, I know.
and your toys? Because that stimulation can be so much greater and amazing.
She loves these toys. Well, I was going to say that I think that these conversations need to be had. It's almost like you have to have that whole pre-dating phase. Like, these are things that, I want to talk about. These are things that like I like or that I'm interested in, and what's your thought on it? Because I know things change later on. So maybe in the beginning you didn't want that. Maybe later on you did.
So how do you approach your partner? What do you guys suggest? And I'm just talking
I
about,
just kind of find like it is the same. It's interesting when I hear people have these conversations that like what you were speaking to, where people were like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. I think that also just comes into play where like if you have an interest, your partner should have an interest too. You should try for your partner. Now, if it doesn't work out, or you find that these toys, I don't like it, then you have that conversation. But to me, like, it's just wild to me that you can't go to your partner and say, hey, I'm into something, rock it out with me. Like, you're supposed to be the person that does it with me,
Right.
And
it
then
really
in the
depends on what
end-
it is.
Yeah, but but it's one of those things where it's kind of like, at least think about it. At least think about it. Give me the opportunity, because I'm not coming to you because I want to hurt you and I'm saying, oh, well, your sex is whack, I need a toy. I'm coming to you because it's like, I want to.
We're going to be together for like 30 more years. I got to figure out how we're going to spice it up.
Right. Like there's things you can't get to in certain positions. There's things that, so it's like, I'm doing this for the both of us to have enjoyment from.
Right.
And to me, like, it's like, I would never think that any of my friends or my spouse would come to me in a selfish way, that they're only doing it for them. Like, there has to be some piece of this that they believe is also going to be my enjoyment. So I think we're so quick to shut things down, but to me, it just always blows my mind. Like, you're not even going to like think about it, But how would you bring it up? You have to know your partner. Like for me, I would just do it in real time. Like it would just be like a pull over and then just kind of, go to work. But
But that even goes to the whole, like, there are some people who want threesomes and or they want another person, like, especially like a man wants another woman, but he doesn't want another man.
yeah.
like the woman.
Right.
Which
Right.
okay, I get in a sense. However, you want someone to fulfill your needs. This is what you want, but you're not open to the other person.
Needs and wants.
Yeah.
Right? Because I think sometimes because men don't want to have, they're very ego driven, so they don't want to, they can't handle the pressure of another man,
Right.
Inside of a woman, or toys inside of a woman,
Especially if it's bigger than them.
Yeah.
I've had that situation.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know.
let's be honest.
My
Like,
mindset's just different.
no, her toys are literally like, I mean, if I was a man, I probably would feel some type of way. No, I'm playing. They're huge. It's like this daggone long
Listen.
microphone. No.
Okay, and
No.
Yeah,
I can get a smaller one. 100%.
Yeah, I think
So-
that's what it is.
So moving forward, all right, 3 ways to bring up a conversation about making the sex spicier in your relationship. I'll come up with one. We can do one. So the one I'll say is maybe one day you go out to lunch and then you kind of mosey on over to the sex store and say, hey, you want to go in here and look at some things and see what we can do to maybe spice things up, maybe get some flavored lube. And then after you get the flavored lube, then move on over to the vibrators and you're like, oh, let's try this. And that way, your partner know it's new for them. It's new to you. It's not something you use for someone else, because some people can feel some type of way when you're using older toys on, the new relationship.
Right.
So they know, like, this is specifically for us.
Right.
This is what we can enjoy together. So that's something that I think that I could probably try if I ever get in a relationship with anybody. Anyway, so go ahead, Liz. What do you
They're
think?
up in the inbox.
I say real-time action. If you're already in a lusting place, whisper the fantasies. Talk about the fantasies while you're already in that mindset. And then after that session is over, you can go back and say, did you like what I was saying to you? Do you really think that this could be something that we can enjoy in the future? But I think a lot of those hard conversations that may be hard for people come with the fact that their mindset just isn't in that space right there. I like the idea about the date, and then you just kind of mosey on into it, the actual sex act, mosey on into the conversation. How about you, Jamie?
I was actually going to say that too. Like,
Well, you can't. You got to figure it out.
Made it harder on
I
you.
would say,
What else you
from
got?
experience, I've said certain things. Like, I just felt like sometimes I feel like a guy might want to picture, another woman or whatever. So it's like I may have said that in like the ear during the act, like, oh, this is what such and such, and then be like, what? And then it just makes them go crazy, But so
Well, what is
But
such
wait,
and
so
such?
I was wondering though, because if you're saying it, and we're saying, how do you bring it up to actually make it happen?
so during the actual act.
Okay.
Right.
So,
but
yeah.
you're telling this person the actual act that another woman, you would like that. So what if he says, yes, Jamie, that's what I want. You brought it up. Like, I'm interested. What's up?
No, usually it'll just end like that right there.
But what if he
And
says,
it'll make it like turn a little spicy. What if he says that he wants?
yes.
Yeah, because that's kind of what we're talking about.
Right,
It's like,
bringing it up.
how do you bring up something that you want from somebody else? So, after you're done whispering that, and he's like, a couple hours later, he comes to you and says, Jamie,
like,
you
Jamie,
were
I
saying
want your
some
friend."
things over there.
What's up with your friend?
And,
I think for me, it's just more of like taking you to that place, like
Yeah.
euphorically, like you're in this
Right.
place, but now you're here with me, okay? You're
Yeah.
in that, and it's euphoric.
So she's
But, like,
she wants to talk about it. She don't
She wanna
actually
be
want to do
about
it.
right? I just like no, not maybe I don't know, but so I would say the other thing is too, like, to kind of spice it up to turn people on. Like, you can go out, like dress up, really nice, and go out to a place where it's like, all right, I want to see you in action. I want to see how you were talking to other women, or I want you to watch me talk to other men, and I want you to get turned on by that. So this way, when we come back to we're like hot and steamy, and
Yes, that's a great idea.
I think that's
If both of you can, be comfortable with doing that, I think that would be a great idea, just to kind of spice things up a little
he
bit.
just said, but don't let me kill anybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that people are also more in tune to doing more for their partners, unfortunately, when they feel like they're on the verge of losing them, in a sense.
That's true,
People
yeah.
get so, complacent and just
Yeah.
content. Doing something like that and really noticing, like, oh, my man is actually fine. My woman
it's
is
just
fine. Look
spicy.
at
Like,
these
I'm just
other
watching in your
people, looking
element,
at them. It kind of is a space like, oh, maybe I should do a little more for them.
Right.
Because somebody else couldn't do it.
And it really is like, it's almost like, the hope is that, like, you don't feel the need to have to cheat. Like, I'm kind of giving you like the hall pass, but without giving you the hall pass. I'm right here watching your ass.
Yes, but you're consensual, and there's rules and
Right.
guidelines established going into it.
right? So we have an understanding. Like, you can have the conversation, whatever, it goes right there. We're not exchanging numbers. Like, it stays right there.
It would be
So,
fun.
so the top 3, I guess we're saying, is kind of make it a date and go to the sex store together. Liz was stating, making, when you're kind of hot and heavy and trying to whispering in each other's ears some ideas. And Jamie was like, we're going to do it while we're in the act. I'm going to say some crazy stuff, but we ain't doing it afterwards. But potentially we could, go on a date and like, kind of link up with other people just to, in conversation, just being flirty to, get to get all spicy later on.
Yeah.
So, maybe try those things. Put in the comments what you guys think.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do with your partner? What do you do? Like, say you're a couple and you want somebody to join you. Do you go to the bar and maybe buy somebody a drink that you both feel attracted to? Like, oh, she's really cute, maybe, or he's really cute. Maybe, we can see if they're interested in us and then buy them a drink and then maybe get their attention a little bit, have a conversation. That might, open that conversation as well. So those are some tidbits.
I know I made this comment about a hall pass. What do you guys think about that? Like having a hall pass?
I think
in a
that
relationship.
you have to be okay in your relationship before you do it. That is the thing. Like
Have
a
security, not be
broken
insecure.
Relationship, do not do a hall pass. Outside of that, this is where these communications come in place. Boundaries, you set your boundaries. When you're with somebody for a long period of time, you want to grow with somebody, sometimes that is also allowing them to have different sexual experiences with someone else.
Have you had a hall pass?
I have never had a hall
Have
pass.
you given somebody one?
Someone took the hall pass without me giving them the hall
That's
pass.
not a hall pass.
I'm just saying that, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
That's not a hall pass.
They grabbed the hall pass without asking my permission. Okay, that's what happened. So,
Yeah, I've had that happen to me before.
but I do agree with Liz as far as you have to be solid
you
in
have
your
to be
relationship.
that foundation has to be on point. So this
Yes.
way, if you do, then
Communication.
it's right. Hello.
Understanding the love languages
Right.
of each other.
Yes.
Again, reminding yourself of the why you're allowing this to happen versus the insecurities. There should be no insecurities
Right.
that you can't tackle. I mean, of course, you may feel something, but you have to be able to tackle it. And that's also your partner's responsibility also.
Right.
Oh yeah.
If you're giving a hall pass to your partner, they have to make sure that you at all time feel like you are priority and number one, even when you're not present in that section. So
And a hall pass has
Maturity.
rules too.
absolutely.
It's not just you have a hall pass for the year, for the month, for the week. It's like you have to establish those guidelines. Like, okay, so can you go back to an ex for the hall
Right.
pass? Can you go with a coworker for a hall pass? Does it have to be a stranger?
Is it
So
if we're out of the country now? You have a hall pass while you're out of the country. But we
Right.
both do. Like
So you have to go over the rules before someone gets hurt.
And you have to follow.
I was gonna say,
Follow the
you have to
rules.
I was gonna say you have to follow. If someone
Like, you
is
have to
if someone is
follow.
that trusting in you and has that loyalty with you, like, and they're allowing that, like, don't
That to me
don't
is
throw the
like
dagger.
the highest level of communication. Like if you have any faults with communicating and whatnot, it is not going to work for you and your partner.
Yeah.
You definitely have to be able to express. You have to be able to expose. You have to be able to listen to hard things. Without taking. An attack on it. But yeah, I mean that's a tough one. Not everybody can be okay with that.
No,
I don't think I'm
definitely.
giving a hall
And
pass.
even choosing, like you were saying,
Yes.
because this is no drama zone. Like you don't want to
Exactly.
choose somebody that's going to bring drama into your relationship, also, and that's also a difficult decision and place to be.
There was a show or a movie. It was like a series. I forget what it's called. A series. I just saw it not that long ago, and the guy, I guess he was like cheating on her, or so she wanted to like spice things up. So she's like, all right, well, if I'm gonna give you a threesome. So they went out, and he had to pick somebody, and
He picked somebody.
yeah, he picked somebody. Well, so she's like, what about that one? And he's like, what about that one? And then the girl that he was actually sneaky linking with came through, came in, and he
damn.
picked her.
Oh,
And
no.
then while they were doing it, it was just too real for her. She's just like,
There's something going on, this connection.
right?
Yeah.
And so come to find out, he was actually dealing with her already on the side.
what
So,
show is that?
oh my God, it's like I'll have to text you.
Yeah, I've never-
It's like a different series every time.
Okay.
I'll figure it out, but
text me that later.
yeah.
So yeah, I agree. Just going back with Liz, as far as insecurities, you just can't have any going into a situation like that. But with this topic, we kind of elaborate on the partner to partner. So we'll have to get to parenting and coworkers at a different time
Yeah.
because now we got to get
Right.
to You know what?
Her favorite time.
Is it to pull it out?
Oh, go ahead, Liz.
Go ahead, let her.
Go ahead.
Wait, let her do her little usual.
Pull it out. Pull it out. Pull it out.
Hey. Okay. So am I just grabbing something from here?
Pick any of the ones that
Gonna
are
pull.
like folded up.
Folded?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and.
That's all right.
Is this just
We can
one or
see-
the other?
Just
You-
one. Yeah, just
Okay.
that or the other.
Okay, so I guess it's like, would you rather?
Yes.
Would you rather boat sex or car sex?
I think boat sex on top of the boat. You know, like
So everybody can
on a
see
yacht.
that
on
are
a
going
yacht.
by.
Hey, you know,
On a
keep it
yacht?
spicy. You know what I'm saying?
What about a just little tugboat? Like, why can't be a yacht?
I ain't trying to sink, okay? I can swim, but I ain't
What
trying
about
to
a
sink.
canoe?
I
No,
know she might make too many waves on the tugboat.
right,
Oh, no,
exactly.
no,
I mean, I can't move at all.
We gotta speak it into reality, though. Do we have available
I think
yachts?
that's.
Oh, I definitely had available.
I mean,
yachts.
Okay.
I can make some phone calls, but car sex, I've had plenty of that.
yes.
Plenty.
I feel like boat sex is a little bit more rare.
Yeah.
So if the opportunity arises, that I would definitely partake for sure. I'm sure all of us has had car sex,
Yeah,
but
car sex
what do you
is-
think would be the best though? Because boats you have a little bit more room versus a car you don't really have a whole lot of room.
That's what I was gonna say.
But it doesn't
Yeah, but
make
you
it
have
more
those close
intimate, though?
those close quarters, so it's like more thrusting.
No,
No.
I'm past car sex.
Well,
I'm over. I just
yeah.
can't. And I mean, not that I wouldn't.
right.
Not that I wouldn't. But at this point, just take me around to the top of the car. It's uncomfortable. It's
Oh,
uncomfortable.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you're
Right
smushed,
outside. Right outside in the
My
trees.
husband is 5'10", 6 foot. Like we too grown. In my point of that.
No, I
Now
get it.
like it's like one of those things where okay, the foreplay and everything. But my choice would definitely be boat sex.
Okay,
If I
I'll
had
do
a choice.
both.
If there was a boat and a car out front, I'm going for the boat.
Let's do
No,
both.
I would definitely agree
Yeah.
with that.
Okay, so we all
Go for
three
both.
boat sex. Yes.
Boat.
All right. So what? Then I want to know what the weirdest place you guys have had sex,
Okay.
Oh dang.
The weirdest
Okay,
place.
hold
or the most
Does it have to
unique
be
place.
weird?
Most unique place.
I don't even know if I should be saying this.
Oh my gosh! Wait a second.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I don't even know.
Let's hear it.
I don't even know if it would be weird.
Or most unusual, or different, or a place that stands out. I want to know a place that stands out now to you.
All of the above.
Oh, she's
All
being
of the
very
above.
Oh my gosh.
strategic with her wording.
I'm trying to think of though, like because what's exciting to someone else may not be exciting to
Right,
another person.
right.
So I mean, of course, you got the beaches, right?
Right.
You
Okay,
have the rooftops, you have the cars, you have.
Somebody else's house,
Someone
somebody's
else's house.
bedroom, somebody's bathtub, in the dressing
damn,
room,
The movie
at
theater.
the mall.
Yeah.
Like I'm just trying to think where would be unusual.
Where have we not?
A hammock. I've had
That's
a
a
hammock.
better
That was the
question.
hardest
How about this?
place.
The
a hammock.
Yes.
Yeah.
While people are
couldn't-
walking by.
Oh yeah, that would be hard.
But I
Yeah,
could
because
did
you'd be
that?
like,
yeah.
that's
Yeah, that's one thing I I
the
haven't
park.
done.
Yeah.
Golf course.
In the water while
Oh, in the water.
Yeah, in the
Oh,
water.
that's
in
fun.
a pool.
Water's
In a pool
fun.
while people are
In the ocean?
pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't like my vagina, my thing irritated. Like I
I
feel like
know.
that salt just I don't know
What, in the water?
in the ocean.
Yeah, but it goes through your bathing suit anyway.
I know, but I feel like now it's like the thing.
So have you not done ocean sex? Are you up to it?
I have.
Oh, you have.
But
So you just were
hard.
uncomfortable.
That's
Yeah.
hard. Water sex is
Well, you don't want to
hard.
do it in Jersey. Go in
No,
like
yeah,
clear water.
I agree with that. Jamaica.
Yeah.
Out of the country.
Yeah. Don't be
Oh,
in
Jamaica.
Jersey trying to get it in because you
Don't they have those like those
Heatism.
heatism
Yeah,
places?
just going out there.
Okay.
No, when you struggle, everybody will understand. It's accepted.
Because everybody's doing the same
They're
thing.
doing the same thing.
What about the most awkward furniture piece or something like that you've had? Like, I don't know. It's like the kitchen chair, ottoman. Like, I would say ottoman was like the most weird spot for me as far as
I know that I
furniture.
have, like,
Yeah,
an
I don't-
odd one. Yeah, I don't.
Like uncomfortable, like a wood chair or,
I'll make it work.
Yeah,
I don't know. That ottoman, my face was like planted. I couldn't. Figures.
It had wheels on
I'm
it.
like, where am I putting my hands? I couldn't. I was so awkward. It was
Is it
so
bad?
awkward.
Did it have wheels
And then
on
my
it?
back was being pushed down, and my
She was already-
face was in there.
It started here.
Right.
And she was pushed all the way
It
down
didn't
there.
have wheels, but it was sliding. But I don't know where I was going. I ended up, my head was in the. I was like, all right, can we do something different?
No ottoman
I
sex for
honestly
you.
feel like the car to me is the most awkward.
Yeah, that's awkward.
It is.
I'm
It is
not
the
a
most
huge
awkward.
fan
Especially
of-
when you're grown.
Yeah.
I feel like when people are very good at it, especially if they're tall or big,
Or they have the right car.
then
Not everybody
in,
has the
in
right
an
car.
average size car or whatever, even if it's just a regular SUV, then I'm like, you must do this a lot.
Yeah.
Or you just got to open that door and just,
Right.
you know, just do the back shots in the open door.
Right.
What about by the Tesla on the Tesla tank?
Tesla tank.
A friend of mine told me that they had sex. They were in the car with their kids. They met somebody in a parking lot, and then they went behind the dumpsters of like a CVS parking lot and had sex behind there, and was holding on to the fence.
I couldn't have sex somewhere where it was stinks though. Like if it
In
stinks.
that time though, I mean, you know, sometimes
But the kids were in the car waiting for them to come.
that's the
Ooh,
part that's
okay.
kind of like
Okay.
you know, be careful with
Wait,
that.
there's 5 minutes.
Yeah. I got 5 on it.
No, it's like I can't do smells. I'm like
Yeah.
senses is very high for me. So
Yeah.
if there's a smell.
If there is a smell, I could see how to be.
There was
a
this
turn-on.
one guy, I guess he went out washing cars with his friends and he came back. We was at the beach somewhere and then he came back to the hotel and I was getting ready and he wanted to get it in. But when he came close to me, you know that sweaty body odor? I was like, I can't. You got to take a shower.
Oh, yeah,
Because I
come
just
around.
couldn't. You know, and he wasn't my boyfriend at the
Yeah.
time. Like we
Listen,
was
if
kicking
that's
it, but
clean, if you're usually clean and maybe you're just sweaty, like, it doesn't bother
like
me.
I mean, I've had like a friend of, a relationship that I was in, we would go to the gym, work out, then we go home, have sex. That's a little different. We both sweaty. But he just was sweaty and just that
just
that
turned
body
on for
odor was
you.
too much.
Sweaty
I can't.
balls.
Yeah.
Please take a
Sweaty
shower.
balls.
That's what it was. All right.
Well,
Well,
yes. So anyway, moving on, we're gonna do our brand blast.
yes.
So one of our favorites, Jamie and I. Do you like Method Man?
I do.
So Method Man is like a crush of mine for sure for years and years and years.
And he got finer with time.
He most certainly
At one
got
point, he
finer.
with
was
time.
struggling, but
He
is.
got finer with time.
He did most definitely. So
he in shape and he's looking
I'm
good.
gonna shout out his brands.
Okay.
He has a brand of some attire, sweatshirts, T-shirts. I do have a crop sweatshirt of mine that I wore to the Wu-Tang concert. So it's Tikal. Let's see. The Walker Wear. Wait, is that it? Anyway, go to Method Man. His official IG. So he should be. Oh, here we go.
Link in bio.
www.takalathletics.com.
Oh, it's athletic gear.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So www.takalathletics.com. So we always shouting out Black and brown businesses. So go to his IG, which is Method Man Official. The link to takalathletics.com is in his bio. Click on it, and then you can see the sweatshirts, the T-shirts, the sweatpants. Very cute. Very cute.
Oh, that is cute.
So yeah.
And it still has that Wu-Tang kind of.
Yeah,
vibe
so
with
he
it.
has like the W from the Wu-Tang is upside down.
Oh,
See
as
how
in,
it's
like, the
upside
M,
down?
yeah. Okay.
So he could use it.
Yes. So
Yeah,
see,
yeah.
there it is. See, I don't know if you guys can see that.
That's cute.
But it's super cute and I love it. So
Okay,
check
shout
out Tikal Athletics.
Okay.
And
You should probably gonna buy everything that he had.
I'd buy him too. Anyway.
Is he? Is he married?
Yeah, he's been
Yeah,
married for
he's been married for a
like,
long time.
I think the whole career.
Yeah.
I think he was with somebody like
Yeah.
before he even. Yeah. They've
Okay.
been together for a long time.
And I'm gonna shout out an artist. His name is Zavi. That's what his Instagram name is, but it's I am Zavia Ortiz. So IamZaviaOrtiz. He's a diverse musician. He's on all platforms, and he has some good music.
Does it say where he's from? Is he from local area or?
I feel like he's local.
Okay,
I feel like he is local. However, I'm not really sure. But yeah, he has some good music.
What kind of music, like what kind of genre does
Can
he
I play part of it
focus
or
on?
no? Should I play? No. It's like R&B. So he has a really nice
Okay.
voice. Yeah,
Okay.
it's like R&B. I don't know what his. Trying to find like a video. It's called I think it's called "Fell in Love with a Queen."
But if you guys keep listening to the rest of our show, it's, we're about to finish it. We'll play a clip of one of his songs that is out, and you can kind of listen to it, and then you can connect with him on Instagram to hear more of his music and to see where he's performing and, where you can access all of his material. So definitely. All right. So now we're going to go to my health tip. Y'all ready for this?
I
And
am.
you guys can chime in as well. But we're going to talk about the difference between buying frozen and canned fruits and vegetables. Which one's better for you? Which one's cheaper for you? Does it matter? Are the nutrients still there at the end of the day? So for frozen vegetables and fruits, typically they pick it at the perfect time when they're, either the ripest or whatever. So the nutrients, they're packed full of nutrients, and then they throw it in the freezer and they freeze it right away. So they have all the great nutrients and everything there right away. So as soon as you thaw it out or cook it or whatever, that it's in its prime nutrient state. Whereas canned, clearly there's added preservatives. It sits in that water for God knows how long. It does still have nutrients in it, so it's not completely it's not unhealthy for you in the fact that you're still getting some nutrients and vitamins from it, but it's not as healthy as the frozen. So just keep that in mind, although can is cheaper. So sometimes people, you're on a budget. You don't really have the time to really or the money to get all frozen. And the frozen does go bad after a certain amount of time too, whereas canned, you can typically have for a very long time. And if you want to give your family nutrients and that's the cheapest way to go, by all means, that's what you have to do. You're still getting a good amount of nutrients from the canned foods.
But should you pick the ones that are no salt or low sodium?
Yes. So if you're picking your canned items, you want to make sure that you're picking the cans that, like she said, no salt, and if you can get the ones with no sugar, no salt, that will have a little bit less preservatives in it and gives you the maximum nutrients. Because some of the canned items, especially fruits, if they put it in its natural juices, then it's going to retain a lot of that good nutrients in there instead of just plain water and then added all that sugar and stuff like that. Do you guys have a tidbit on just off the top of your head? What do you prefer? What do you?
I like frozen just
Yeah.
because I like something that's fresher. I mean, I typically that is my preference because I just think like it's in the can for God knows how long. But I always keep canned stuff on like reserve just in case you need it. But I easily like if I know something is almost going bad, I'll throw it in the freezer. Bananas, kale, whatever. I just use it in my smoothies and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
So fresh is always the best choice, but it's more expensive and it goes bad quicker. So fresh is always the best choice. Frozen would be the second if you're just looking for nutrients and health. But if you're looking for price-wise, definitely can. But just
Yeah.
try to get the cans without the sodium and all the added preservatives. And always, and like she said, always have can available because like in the pandemic we just had, you want to at least have a supply of something at home. God forbid a
you don't
storm,
know.
like a snowstorm, a rain, whatever. Hopefully, God forbid, another pandemic.
Yeah.
But you want to make sure you have a good amount of cans, because it's better to have something than to have nothing. And if your electricity goes out, the frozen's no good anyway. But the can is
point.
still there.
Good point.
So just keep that in mind moving forward when you're picking, different items out on a budget, not on a budget. If you're looking for what's healthier, what's not healthier, just keep that in mind moving forward.
Okay. Did you have your kale today?
I did actually.
Can you juice frozen stuff?
Yeah, but it just
thought
the
about
only
that.
problem
Just
with
have
defrost it first.
so the only problem with juicing frozen things is it contains a lot more water. So you don't want to add more water or ice. You want to eliminate the ice if it's frozen. And you don't want to add too much more water or another milk or substance that you're using because
That
it's
makes
going to
sense.
I don't add
much.
anything when I juice.
Don't add anything?
No, not when you juice. When you make smoothies, yes, but when you're juicing,
Yeah, juicing is different.
it's just straight. Yeah, I don't add
Yeah,
anything.
if you have a juicer, you just put them in there. It juices it for you.
I just never juiced frozen stuff.
I struggle with drinking anything that's green, so
Oh my gosh,
I do.
really? Oh,
Mhm.
should have you try kale to the
I need it
king.
to change color. Like I like the, I don't mind the kale.
But
I
you got to
don't like
understand
the-
stuff with a
but
darker
I-
pigment, it's going to overpower
I
the
know.
the
Well, then
color's
I need
going
to
to
put it in a
overpower.
cup that's not clear.
Okay.
There you go. That's
Yeah.
a good one. There you go.
But
That's
when I
perfect.
see it and it's green, it's just like, yeah, I can't do that.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Okay. But you like money.
I don't eat money.
Oh, just for consumption. Okay, okay.
That's a good one. We toss that money. That's what we do. Yes.
All right. So
That's a good point, though. Like I honestly didn't give much thought to frozen versus canned, so that's a good point.
yeah.
Good health tip.
Okay, so my affirmation. So I think let me see. So there's so many things I do, right? So I have I run a program for JJC, Juvenile Justice Commission, and I have all boys there. So right now it's about 18 boys, and they're from anywhere from 15 to 21, and I got a really nice phone call the other day. So they come in there, sometimes they could be there for 6 months. Sometimes they're like maxing out their time. Sometimes they might have a year and a half time. Sometimes they might have 5 years. Some, I think the most was like 14 years that one of the kids had. And they come from all different walks of life, and I've been doing this for almost 2 years. And at first, the first year was on Zoom, and then now I'm in person. And so one of the guys that, there's certain people that kind of like, stick kind of to your heart a little bit. And one of the guys, he left probably like a year ago. Usually when they discharge, I give them my information, they can reach out to me. And so I got a phone call Friday. And I don't usually answer numbers that I don't know, but I answered this one. It's like, Miss Jamie, such and such, how you doing? I'm like, he's like, you don't even remember who I am. I'm like, yes, I do remember who you are, because I had reached out to his mom just to kind of check, see how he's doing. And he's like, Miss Jamie, I've been trying to reach you. And I'm like, I didn't even know you still have my number. That's crazy. He was like, yeah, I kept your number. He said, I tried to reach you, but, I would get your voicemail, but he wouldn't leave a message. And he's just like, basically telling me that, he got into some more BS. He was doing better. He was like, I was doing so much better when, he's 20 now. He was like, I was doing so much better when, you were in my ear, you were kind of talking to me. He was like, I really need you. Like, I need you to like do the things that you were doing before, like the stuff, we're providing life skills, positive development, just doing different scenarios, getting them ready for job interviews, things like that. Just putting out positive, positive affirmations, just positivity in these kids. And so I said all that to say, continue to put positive into people, whether it's something there's so much negativity around. Like, we need something positive. And the fact that it made me feel really good, the fact that it's been a year since I've seen him, heard from him, and the fact that he reached out to me and said, listen, when you were present in my life, like, I was doing so much better. Like, you had my mind right. And then I didn't have that. But I continuously told him, listen, that's when the true test in life is. When somebody's not there with that fire under your butt. Like, that's the true test in life. You have to still be okay with, moving forward, being, successful when the pressure is right on you, So anyway, just continue to be positive in someone's life, whether it's anything, whether it's a shoulder to cry on, whether it's being there for a friend when they just want to vent, even if you don't want to hear it sometimes. Yeah.
That is true. Yeah. That is true.
Even if you don't want to hear it, sometimes the way you make somebody else feel could be definitely reassuring for you. So
for sure.
Yeah.
So just keep being positive, and it doesn't necessarily have to be to someone that you know.
No.
It could be a stranger, holding the door open for them. Just helping someone, with something, carrying something. Like, it could be so simple, but that little positivity can change someone's day completely.
shift their whole thought process, So
Absolutely.
yeah.
So keep that in
That's a
mind.
good
Thank
one.
you guys for watching, and thank you so much,
Oh,
Liz, for
thank
joining
you.
us
I love
today.
it,
You were
Liz. We would love to
amazing.
have her
Thank you.
back again.
For sure. And, like I said, leave some comments on the video regarding communication and what you guys do. and things of that nature. And stay locked because we're going to play the song from the
Zavi.
gentleman.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so you can get a feel. And if you want to link up with, his IG, feel free. So have a wonderful rest of your day, guys.
Yes.
Thank you for watching Bear It Up, the podcast.
Bye.